guys, just wanted to step in and update you on my eventful week. So I microdosed on Monday, I think it was, and Tuesday, man, I shot straight down on that whole bipolar scale. I was so south. I was full of rage and full of suicidal thoughts. Didn't want to be here. Didn't think I was going to make it through. Kind of lost faith in the new tabs that I was able to get access to. Was questioning whether they were potent or not. Started to really lose some faith because I thought, I got really scared that I just got another glimpse of a treatment that was going to work and then it was going to stop working. And for anybody that deals with bipolar and has had a glimpse of feeling better for a month and then crashes back down again, it's just the most crushing, defeating feeling. And yeah, I wasn't sure I was going to make it through the couple of days this week. So I don't know exactly what happened. It could be that my dosing schedule got off because of running out of the tabs for a minute. I don't know if it was that. It could be that the stuff that I was using before was more along the lines of 300 micrograms per tab, and this is maybe only 100. So even using a sixth of the tab instead of an eighth, like I was using on the first stuff, wouldn't be as much as I was dosing before. So have decided, at my earliest convenience, I'm going to invest in a test kit, a purity test kit. Told that they can be found online. I have no idea how much they cost, but I think it'll be worth it, because as fly by the seat of my pants as I like to be, apparently it does matter to be a little bit more concise with the dosing. So I think that I will get an online testing kit so I can know what I'm using, and then distill it. I mean, use the distilled water and put it in liquefied form so that I can more accurately measure out each dose and get some continuity, some stasis. Thankfully, as of, from Tuesday to Wednesday to Thursday to today, it lessened a little bit with every day. And so I was feeling pretty okay by the time dose day rolled around again, which was yesterday. And I was scared, but at that point, I mean, I was like, what am I going to do? Not try? So I went ahead and dosed, and man, the difference was absolutely amazing. Within an hour, it was back to that first experience where that weight lifted off of my head, and the mood stabilized, and I was able to laugh and put a smile on my face and not feel suicidal for the first time in some days. So, yay. Another reason could be that the, when you're dealing with a paper tab, then it just might not all get the same, sorry, I just woke up. I'm having a little bit of a brain fog moment. More even, anyway. When you're dropping liquid onto a piece of paper, it's going to condense more in some areas and less in others. I don't know why I can't explain this right now. It's a little frustrating, but you see what I mean. The first piece that I took could have simply had less on it. So again, I'm going to buy the test kit. I am going to use distilled water and try and dose up more accurately and more consistently that way, and try and fucking avoid those pitfalls, man. They're deep, and they're scary, and they're dark, and when I'm down in it, I don't even want to climb out. So I'm really, really grateful that I'm feeling better, and I'm cautiously hopeful again. Another possibility is this was my menstrual week, and God knows if the hormones were responsible. They can send me crashing down really bad. I wasn't expecting it on the tabs. I know it must have happened last month while I was microdosing, but I was sick as hell that week, and so I pretty much just wanted to kill somebody or die anyway, so I'm not sure I would have noticed the timing. And next month I will pay a lot more attention to that and address it next month and let you know whether it happens again or it doesn't. And if it turns out it's just going to be hell week because of that, then that's okay. It's something I can prepare for and take other herbs for, and not blame the acid or assume that the acid is no longer working that week. So it's just, there's a bunch of possibilities. This is not a well-researched, well-experimented with, peer-reviewed thing that I'm doing. So there's going to be some trial and error and some ups and downs, and it's just the way it's going to go. Still, I have 100% more confidence than I do in pharmaceutical medications. I know from experience they don't work, or at least only temporarily, and the side effects from them are so bad. And I'm not gonna lie, dude, Monday I was so bad I was thinking about going and asking about Xanax or Klonopin or just fucking something. I would rather feel like a zombie than want to die every second of being awake. So I'm glad I didn't do that. I'm glad I held off and am giving the acid one more chance. Or not one more, but another chance, because it's not that I want to go on meds, and it's not that I want to feel like a zombie. I just, 42 years of this shit, I can't really take many more trips to the bottom of the pit. So, super grateful that the acid seems to be working right now. I may have an opportunity here in the next week or so to be gifted some mushrooms, the Azzy ones, though. I've never, to my knowledge, used those ones. They have a higher concentration of both psilocybin and the other, oh god, I can't remember the name right now, but it also starts with a P. A silent one, I think. And both of those are in much higher concentrations in the Azzies. Also, I'm calling them Azzies because that's what everybody calls them, and I cannot for the life of me remember their chemical name right now. But I've done a little research into them, and they seem to be more potent than the average mushrooms that you're going to come along. I don't know if I will try microdosing with them. I'm not that great of friends with mushrooms. Mushrooms generally grab me by the collar and shake me and say, no, not for you. These are not for you. And that just is kind of the overall impression I have gotten the last, like, gosh, 4 or 5 times I've done them. Plus I had a really, really bad trip a few years ago on them. So I'm trying to listen to the universe and maybe not force the mushrooms. But I do have a friend that wants to try microdosing with the Azzies, and I can let you know her experience just kind of anonymously. And if I do decide to try the Azzies, I'll definitely let you know. But for right now, I think I'm going to try and stick with the acid. Someone had suggested it might be time for a macro dose followed by maintenance microdoses, and I'm really thinking about that. I haven't had a full acid trip since I was probably 19 or 20. Oh no, it would have been after that. It would have been after my daughter was born, so probably I was around like 22 the last time I tripped on acid, and I'm 42 now, so that's a 20-year gap, and I have become leery, especially with the couple of bad trips I had on mushrooms in between those times. So maybe, and if I decide to, I will definitely let you know. My husband, he doesn't do the microdosing thing, but he, a couple of months back, just did a regular dose, just kind of for shits and giggles, you know, to have fun, and ended up being very therapeutic for him. The next day, he said it was a night and day difference. He felt much more focused, had a better idea of what he actually wanted and how to go about getting that. So it may be that a macro dose is coming up, and then a maintenance dose of microdosing after that. We'll see. I don't know. Like I said, I'm a little leery about it, but it could end up being really good. I know a lot of people have really, really good experiences with that, and I know the first time I tripped on acid, like for reals, it changed my entire spiritual outlook. I went from, I was raised very Christian, Jehovah's Witness originally, and then fairly fundamental Christian, and it kind of laxened up as we got older, and my parents experimented with different churches and whatnot. Excuse me. But I was, 19 or 20 when I first took that first dose, and I was changed the next day. I had this completely different understanding of spirituality and what it meant to me and what it really was for me. And so I can see the benefit of doing another macro dose. I just gotta put my big girl panties on and stop being afraid. But if and when I decide to do that, I'll let you guys know. I just wanted to kind of give you guys an update so that in case anybody else is trying to do this and they hit a speed bump, don't give up hope. Wait till your next dose day and take your next dose. Try and get through those days. Try and not run for the meds or the razor blades. I joke, but not really. It was close, guys. It was bad. So try to persevere and have faith in your new medication of choice, and at least make it to the next dose day and give it a try, because it really did make a difference. And there really could be something to the fact that the hormones are going haywire this week. Nobody likes to talk about it, but the menstrual cycle wreaks absolute havoc on a person. So, I'm not willing to say that it wasn't just that. And we'll have a very interesting experiment next month, and I'll let you know how that goes too. I think that's all about all that I wanted to cover in this particular video. If you have questions, as always, feel free to comment, hit me up. I always mean to come and do a video while I'm down low so that I can be honest and kind of show you guys the differences in how I feel and what the effects are day to day. When I am down, I can't face people, even if it's through a camera. Like, I can't. That first video that I did about all of this when I first started the microdose, I'm still kind of amazed that I did that. I'm still kind of amazed that I'm doing this. This is not an easy thing that I'm doing. So I will try to get better and go ahead and put those more honest, poignant videos on when I'm going through the shit. But it's my nature to retreat. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be heard. I don't want to be felt. I'm an empath, and I'm an extrovert empath as well as an introvert. So I feel other people's crap, but I also project my shit onto other people, and I don't like fucking doing that. So I tend to just hide when I'm that bad, so I don't subject people to me, and so I'm not subjected to other people. But as far as not doing the videos, it's a lot more. It's a big difference. I'm a completely different person, and I joke and chalk that up to the Gemini and the bipolar symptoms from the autoimmune disorder, but it's not a joke, and it's scary. It scares me how fucking different I am when I'm up versus when I'm down. So I may or may not be able to eventually do that candid, in-the-moment video for you guys, just so that you can kind of see. I would like to do it so that you can see the actual difference that the LSD is making. Like, I can sit here and tell you about it all I want, but I might try and go ahead if I